Here we have Ethereum, Mr. Butyrol versus the US dollar on the 5-day. As requested by my good friend, Mr. Josh. We're coming down to the 55 right now, and technically speaking, on the 5-day and the weekly, you actually still do have an uptrend for what it's worth. Here's the thing, though. This is the last point of Opium for this asset, at least in my opinion. We've come down almost exactly to my $3,000 to $3,100 target. Today's low is $3,144 thus far, so I do think that there could be maybe one more move to the downside, maybe somewhere down around the 55 on the weekly. Anywhere between there on the 55, between the weekly and the 5 days, kind of where I'm looking towards. The 5 days are already there, obviously. The weekly is almost there, just below 3,000 bucks actually. But here's the thing: assuming that you do have a nice bounce from that region, you actually still will have higher lows, and this would still be considered an entry right here. Speaking of the weekly BBWP and the 5-day BBWP, so volatility incredibly low here. It actually hasn't been lower than this for more than a few times in history, and we actually would have hidden bullish evidence potential over here as well, as we do have significantly lower lows on 5-day and weekly RSI than our last major low here, which was coming in from late September, obviously. So that is a humongous amount of divergence, to be fair. Here's the thing, though. This is in no way, shape, or form confirmed until you get something resembling a reversal right here, which on the 5-day and the weekly is nowhere near fucking happening right now. So this is Opium, to be 100% directly clear. If you're on a daily, the earliest time frame that I kind of suggest that you would start to play those out, and you might even be looking at the next major low, although this does not fucking look like it right there, to be fair. It would be, at minimum, need to close back above your 3,500 breakdown region. I would say above 3,600, you actually would reclaim that and start to look like it's not a swing failure, just be getting back above your breakdown regions right there. Until then, this is kind of free fall right here on the daily. Volatility is just starting to get above 50 percentile. We do see daily RSI getting deep within the bearish control zone, and there is no regular bullish evidence to be seen anytime soon. And if we go over here to momentum, I'm just curious to see what the higher term timeframes especially look like, because that would be rather concerning. If we go over to this chart right here, 12-hour is just nose diving below 3650, not great. Daily is also freshly down, and volatility turning up right here as long as below 3530, not great as well. 2-day, it's a little bit more corrective, to be fair. Weekly, or sorry, 5-day is downside below about 3900, and weekly is just nose diving below about 4400. So at this is fucking Opium, man. Look, this does not look good. Monthly, you're probably going to have a short-term time frame bounce relatively soon around here. Relatively soon, but do not confuse short-term time frame bounce with reversal just yet. Reversal talk on this one cannot be happening, at least in my opinion, as long as you're below about 3,600. Above 3,600, yeah, you might have your next major higher low in place. You're probably going to see Bitcoin do something similar as well, if that is going to happen. So probably just easier to watch Bitcoin to begin with. But for right now, where are continuation targets to the downside? That would be the weekly 55 in this case. That is going to be just below 3,000, technically speaking, or sorry, more directly speaking, at about 2,860 or so is kind of where I'd be looking for. We do have many drives of bearish evidence come off this trend right here, so this would be one of those situations where you probably do reach for that. And I think the Opium is that you're gonna have like a quick and painless, somewhat quick and painless, down and up, and then you get brought back above your breakdown levels at that 3,600-ish region. If you see something like that within the next couple weeks, that would be good. But again, Opium right now, this thing is not too hot for what it's worth. So maybe we could just quickly go to like a bi-weekly. Is there anything obvious right here? Yeah, you're on the 21. I mean, you're very likely to bounce here short term. So I just want to be very clear in stating that bounce and reversal are not the same things. Reversal talk happens above about 36. Until then, you're in more of a bouncy bounce short term region, whether you come down officially to about 2950 or not. I don't have a strong opinion on, although higher term timeframes do say at least one more move to the downside, to be fair, alongside probably Bitcoin as well. And then, well, be careful after that, I do suspect. So let me actually just make sure that I'm good to go over here. I am. We can just briefly go over maybe a 4-hour right here. This is continuation for right now. I mean, volume's still increasing to the downside, and you're just starting to get your, actually, no, you don't have a drive of bullish evidence on the 4-hour just yet as well. So I really don't want to be looking for major lows until you get at least three drives of bullish evidence, which way back on over here last week of December, kind of starting to build it right there. But I suspect that you got one more drive to go at minimum, and then we could start to talk about bounce targets. Until then, very, very risky in this case. And hopefully that was helpful. And there you go for Ethereum, sir.